Hello there again my friends, this is Boyne's Dog and welcome to the channel where I play and review every game released on the Evercade, old and new. In today's episode we continue our deeper butchers of the Evercade 10th arcade collection Piko Interactive Arcade 1 with the 5th game, Magic Purple. Apologies, I didn't realise some of the game footage for some reason recorded no sound, so I'm bunged some random music on behind it instead. Let's get started. Magic Purple is a platform game for 1 or 2 players simultaneously, developed by Unico and released for the arcades in 1996. And it bears more than a passing resemblance to Fancy World. You have to clear the stages of enemies before you can move on to the next. As with Fancy World, you have to hit them to stun them, then hit them a few more times to kill them, and change them to an item. Even hidden items amongst each stage are found in exactly the same way as they were before. But there are enough changes to warrant this entry. Gone are the limits of the single screen, but with this comes pros and cons, the biggest con being enemies shooting projectiles from off screen throughout each stage. If you're not paying attention, this is how you will lose a hell of a lot of your lives, especially later on. Also, instead of getting out your glowing balls, you now punch, so it limits the distance you can be to an enemy, but I somehow found this more fun than in Fancy World. The structure of the worlds has changed as well. There is now a more interesting and fanciful map to work around between worlds. There are now only 6 worlds and are themselves comprised of 7 stages and a boss. The bosses this time around are more varied in design. There are even a cool vampire, complete with an entourage of killer bats. But the same strategy near enough works when toppling them all. And that, as I say, is about it. In the end, there's not much more to say. I covered it more in the video in the game before. It plays almost exactly the same as that game. I'm not sure yet if I prefer the single screen or scrolling stages, but I think Magic Purple definitely edges it when it comes to world structure and bosses. As with Fancy World, I did enjoy playing through the title. It is a bit too similar to Fancy World, but as I enjoyed that too, it's not really much of an issue. Just don't go expecting a wildly different experience. And if you've made it here to the end of the episode, thanks ever so much for joining me. Leave a thumbs up or comment if you'd like. Either way, I'm just chuffed you poked your head in to take a gander. As always, I hope you're having an awesome day, my friends. And until next time, be seeing you.